Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, probably by the title, we will be doing some Cowboys nails today because it is Eagles versus Cowboys tomorrow, September 4th, for the opening NFL game. And so Erica, my nails and resin by E, she reached out to me and was like, do you want to do a collab for the game? I was like, absolutely, because she's a diehard Eagles fan and I'm a diehard Cowboys fan. I've been a Cowboys fan since I was probably like 10, which is 28 years. You do the math. So, and I've never switched up, right? I've just always loved the Cowboys since they won the Super Bowl in 1996. And before you come at me in the comments saying, that's the last time they won, ha ha ha, I don't care. I really don't care. You can say what you want, but I love my team, so I'm always going to rep them. But in the beginning of the video, you saw the previous nails that I had on, so I went ahead and soaked those off. I was going to leave those on and use them as a base, but I knew I couldn't pull off the design that I wanted to do today on both hands. And I wanted both hands to match, of course, so really excited. I'm so excited for this game, and yes, I do hope the Cowboys just beat the brakes off the Eagles. I don't care if they won the Super Bowl last year, 2 years ago, 10 years ago. I'm so ready. We still have more Super Bowl rings, so like I said, you just can't convince me. I'll never switch to another team, and I love the Cowboys colors, so there you have it. So I am starting off with a little bit of press-on prep, just kind of showing you how I prep the nails and get them ready. I didn't include a lot of the soak-off footage or the prep for my press-ons because I'm going to make those two separate videos and how I get my press-ons to stay and also how I remove Gel-X because somebody did request that a while ago, but I'm just now getting around to it. So I'm really sorry for that, but again, like I said, I'm just getting back into the swing of things and posting to my channel again. So yeah, again, just so ready for this game. I'm so ready. So now I'm just going in with a layer of base coat, and you can see that this Koopa base coat has a very small brush, but honestly, it provides a lot of really good coverage, and I really love the consistency of this base coat. So I've been using it a lot lately, and then after I have the full coat on, then I go ahead and put it in the lamp and cure it for 60 seconds. And that just provides a nice sticky layer. You don't technically have to use base coat on press-ons if you don't want to, especially if you rough them up like I did, but I really don't like, I just like working on a smooth surface, we'll put it that way. So I always use a layer of base coat. And then the Dallas Cowboys, so the Beatles gel polish brand actually has an entire lineup for the Dallas Cowboys, like an entire gel polish, a set of gel polish just for the Dallas Cowboys, which is currently unavailable because, of course, we're the best team, so it will be unavailable, right? Everybody's buying it up. I don't know about the Cowboys or the Eagles, and I can't speak for them, but the Cowboys are where it's at. So I did decide to go in with this navy blue and stay true to the Cowboys' actual colors. Erica really loves cowboy blue. It's her favorite color. I have to poke fun at her because she's been sending me reels like all year long about, especially after the Eagles won the Super Bowl and upset Cowboys fans and everything else, so I have to give her a hard time. But she doesn't like that blue, and I actually don't feel like that's even cowboy blue. Cowboy blue is navy blue to me because that's what's on their uniform. But anyway, for the middle finger, I wanted to replicate like a football because it's football season. I just think it's cute. And I did a design a long time ago, and I can't find the nails, but I think it's posted somewhere on my Instagram that I really liked. And today I wanted to do it in 3D. So, but for all of the base colors, I used my Melody Susie White and then that color by Beatles for the brown and Beatles for the navy blue. And this Melody Susie White, I just love it so much. You could tell as I'm using it, it's just automatically like self-leveling and flattening itself out and curving to the nail like it should. It's not spilling everywhere, and it is like a thinner consistency, but the opacity is just really amazing. And you literally can do and get away with one coat, but for all the other colors, I did 2 coats. And then I knew the football was going to take me a while because I wanted it to be 3D, so I went ahead and did that next. And I'm using this 4D like modeling clay is basically what it is for nails. You do have to cure it in order for it to set. So make sure I always put the lid back on, and I also make sure that I don't leave it out, or when the lamp comes on, like, and nothing is near the lamp, obviously, so it doesn't cure when I have it laid out. So I honestly, I mean, I do use a silicone tool here later on, but the other thing I wanted to mention is that I leave the tacky layer on my gel polish when I use this stuff, and the reason why is because it gives it something to stick to. It doesn't like to stick to itself, and it also doesn't like to stick to anything that is, like, if you had wiped the nail off with rubbing alcohol, it makes it a lot harder to stick to the nail. So I leave the tacky layer on, and then I cure it. So for this first part on a football, it actually has kind of like that line down the middle, or down the center of the, I don't know, I keep forgetting what it's called, the white part. So, the stitches, there you go. So, that's what I'm doing here. I'm pretty much just making like a groove or an opening down the center of the modeling clay, and then I push the sides in so that it makes a thin line down the center before I put the threads over the center. And then, here in a second, you're going to see me put base coat on the nail, which I cure again for another 60 seconds. And the reason why, like I mentioned, is this stuff does not like to stick to itself, especially after it's cured. It's kind of like a matte finish. So I went ahead and put a layer of base coat over the entire nail so that everything was even. And then after everything is even, then I go in and I do the threads of the football. So here I'm just showing you is kind of how I press the sides together. And now you can see that line down the middle, and now I'm putting on the base coat. After that, I went and made like even thinner, like I rolled it out even more thin. And then I am just taking that, excuse me, it's easier to cut it with metal than it is with the silicone tool. So again, I'm just using my tweezers to cut the little lines and put them on the football.
Let's go.
Freedom. Freedom. What?
So normally a football has 8 threads up the center, but I was only able to do 7 on this one, but I made the thread a little longer for my right hand and ended up getting 8 in there. This was very tedious, yes, and it took a long time and it was very hard to do. But once I got everything in place, I cured it, and then I moved on to these little brown spots. Now, honestly, after I put the top coat on, it is hard to see these darker brown spots that I did, but I also add a little extra to it. But after everything I do, I pretty much do a full cure for 60 seconds. Like I said, that modeling clay cure is really easy. So if you just want to do a flash cure of like 10, 20, 30 seconds in between whatever you're working with when you want it to stay, and then continue on with the rest, that works best. For the pinky and the thumb, I just wanted to do something simple since I'm doing something extra on all the other nails. So I just did a white stripe down the middle, and then I'm going in with Glam Parade by, I can't think of their name now. I wanted to say Melody Susie, but that's not it. Madam Glam. It's a color called Glam Parade, and I absolutely love it because it's very blingy. And I do 2 layers of that down the center of the white stripe, and it just ended up looking really cute. So you'll see that here in a second.
What?
So this is what everything is looking like after I am finished with this part. So for the index and the ring finger, I wanted to use these decals. I've had these for a really long time. I got them off Amazon. They took forever to get here, and I thought this was the perfect time to use them. Because why not? And they just had really, really cute designs. So I got them all cut out, and then I was just checking to make sure that it didn't have like that clear film over their water decals, right? So you just saw me pour water out. And then sometimes they have that clear film because they're a little sticky, but in this case, these did not. These are a little thick or thicker than your normal or typical water decals, and they were easy to work with. I did make a couple of mistakes, not necessarily putting them on, but there were some parts that were a little bumpy, or I didn't get the water completely out or press the water out all the way. But you will see me here, like when I start to separate it from the back of the paper, that I do drain the water off a little bit on the side of the, you know what? I haven't done nails in so long, I can't remember what anything is called anymore. That's such a shame. Anyway, in the little bowl that I have them in, I kind of dry it off. And then you'll also see me pat it dry a little bit on both sides on paper towel. So that way, when I go to put it on the nail, it's not extremely soaked, but they do take a second to dry. So after you have it positioned on the nail, you do want to press it down and you want to hold it for a few seconds, probably more like 30 to 40 seconds, just to make sure that everything is pressed down. And then you could take, like I'm using my tweezers, or you can use anything else you want, whatever tool you have, silicone tool. Some people put base coat down and then they put the water decal on top of the base coat and cure it, but I had a fear like of the sides not staying down and then trying to hold the sides down while curing it and flash cure. It's just, to me, it's too much for me. But using base coat does make it a little bit easier to move around on the nail if you need to. But like I said, these were really easy to work with and they moved around just fine for me. I didn't have any problems kind of picking them back up and moving them. You know, as long as you don't wait too long or press them down too long and hold them, then you can move them around until you're ready to like firmly press them in place. So here I am just kind of trying to squeeze the rest of that water out and make sure that it's stuck everywhere. And then I really love like these lips, these Cowboys, like with the stars and the drips on them. And then I just, of course, chose the word Cowboys, just something simple to go with that. I pulled out my special bling, so I don't usually use this bling box too much. I think I paid like almost $40 for this bling box, so I only use it for special occasions, but I thought these dark blue stones went perfect with them since I'm using navy blue. They look so pretty, and they complement the Cowboys colors so well, so that's why I decided to go with this bling box, because I don't know if I have any rhinestones that are this color in a smaller container, like one of those regular, like typical rhinestone containers you see in the plastic. So I am using this gem glue from Varnell. I have come to love this stuff. I really, really like it. It does cure very well and it holds everything in place. I don't have any problems with any of my rhinestones popping off like ever unless I pick them off. So yeah, I really, really like it. And I found these really cute star charms. You guys know, if you watch my channel or have been following me for a while now, that I have a ton of bling and I have a ton of charms. Like you can just, like, it's my favorite thing. So if you hear a little click in the background like this, that's actually my nails right now. You'll see why here in a second. Because I did find a star dangle charm to go on my index fingers, and I don't know, it just ties in. It's just really cute. And then for the ring finger, I just wanted it to look like, it's kind of giving like shooting star vibes. I don't know. I guess I'm wishing upon a star that my Cowboys win, but I already know we will. It's okay. We're going to win. Like, there's no doubt about it. All this hype that I'm talking, they better win. That's all I have to say. All these nails, all this time, this video. Yes, like we better win. So, and actually, when we played the Eagles, we have a better record of winning than they do every time we play them. It doesn't matter if they go to the Super Bowl, 9 times out of 10, we still whoop them that year. And we're the team that they lost to. So, I'm just going to leave that there. But anyway, so then I went ahead and I put a few dots, of course, on the middle finger because, like I mentioned, in order to bedazzle my football a little more and make like those little dots on the football, I was like, why not just use some rhinestones and tie it all together? So yeah, that's exactly what I did. And you can see me just spacing them out and putting them randomly on the nail, but they just go together. So I really, really, really love the way that these nails turned out. They just look so cute. But also to reinforce my rhinestones, I'm going in with a little bit of Macart rhinestone glue. I really went way out of camera on that scene, but I just kind of make sure that it flows into all the little corners or the edges that are kind of sharp, and that all the edges are filled in. And you can see that my man like just took my nails in the upper left hand corner, and then you'll see him put them back here in a second. Like he was just checking them out. I did these on actually Monday. I was making these and everybody in my house was asleep for the longest, so it was really nice and quiet. I was just listening to music. Everybody else was passed out. So I enjoyed that time, and I was like, why not take advantage? Because it was really early in the morning. I was up at like 6:45 and everybody else is just passed out. So, but yeah, so cute. And then after I'm done, of course, putting on my top coat, I use the Koopa top coat as well. And even though again, it's something that has a runnier consistency, but it cures like really, really hard. Like it cures really tough, and it helps my press-ons be more sturdy so that way they don't break and all that stuff. So I really enjoy that, and it's super, super clear. So really loving Koopa top coat lately. So naturally, I naturally make my thumbnails shorter because I type a lot. I can type with long nails, but I just don't like when I hit the space bar and my thumbnails like pressing 10 other keys. So, and just for functional purposes, I like my thumb shorter. And I was just kind of testing everything out. But here are my nails, and I am looking so forward to what everybody else has created. Don't forget to check out PJ, Jenna, Erica, Nikki, and anybody else that is in this collab, because I think I just named all of them, but it's definitely Cowboys versus Eagles, and you can see how I feel right now. So thank you all so much for being the best part of my channel, and I'll see you in my next video.